If you're wondering what's for dinner tonight, I might have the answer for you. Tex Mex Beef Skillet. I'm Dana Tarter with Texas AgriLife Extension Service. What you'll need for this dish is 1 pound of ground beef with 1 chopped onion. You'll also need 2 small cans of green chilies, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, which is optional. In addition, you'll need 3 cups of cooked brown rice, 1 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of pinto beans drained. Now, what you'll do is get started with browning your ground beef. I've already gotten this going with my onion. You'll want to make sure that your beef is cooked through. Purchase the leanest cut of ground beef that you can. You want to be sure and drain off any fat after you cook it, then return it to the pan and we can start adding the rest of our ingredients. First of all, I'm going to add the tomato paste. Again, this was 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm going to go ahead and add the chili powder, which was 2 tablespoons, and I included a half a teaspoon of salt. That's optional. If you're concerned about sodium, you may want to look at purchasing some of the low sodium ingredients. You can leave out the salt. It's always optional. We also have a teaspoon of ground cumin. So that's ready to go. All I need to do, again, my ground beef has already been browned, and as those spices begin to heat up, it really fills your kitchen with a good aroma. And you know, we always, if it smells good, if it looks good, we're more than likely going to enjoy it. Okay, the next thing I'm going to add is my tomatoes, and they are undrained, so we need that extra liquid in there to help as we stir this all together. As you can see, this recipe goes together pretty quickly because most of it is just canned ingredients. Again, if sodium is a concern, then certainly you may want to think about purchasing low sodium or salt-free canned ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and add in our drained pinto beans. I've drained and rinsed those. And then mainly now what we're doing is we're just heating through. One of the things I like about this recipe is that it makes a large amount. If you have leftovers, you can always serve it in another way the next day. Go ahead and add our 2 cans of green chilies. And then our cooked brown rice. I'm using brown rice because it has a little bit higher fiber content as well as some good nutrients for us. Again, that's 3 cups of brown rice that you've already cooked. And now it's a matter of just stirring those ingredients together. It smells really good. Again, this is a recipe that you can serve once and then it can be repurposed into other meals. I use this a lot of times as a filling for burritos, or I serve it as part of a taco salad. So it makes a great cook once and eat twice type of dish. Now all we have to do is just allow it to heat through. Again, food safety, you want to be sure that you cook that ground beef until it's done, no longer pink, and then to reduce the fat, you want to drain off any fat that's on it. Sometimes I spread it out on a paper plate and then just pat it with a paper towel to get rid of a little bit of that extra fat that's there. Okay, now this is basically all there is to it. I mean, it's in a flash. The ground beef, browning that, cooking the rice ahead of time takes a little bit of time, but probably within about 30 minutes you can have this meal ready and on the table. The way that I serve this the first time usually is just with a little bit of steamed vegetables. I like to include a little bit of avocado and even a dollop of sour cream, just a small amount of sour cream. And then one of my favorite things to go along with this is a good spicy jalapeno cornbread muffin. This dish serves 6. It costs about $2 per serving and has about 300 calories per serving. If you're wondering what's for dinner tonight, Texas AgriLife Extension Service has the answer: Tex Mex Beef Skillet.